Something you didn't know. Do you know we've been taking out millions of barrels of oil? Nobody knows. You know who doesn't know about it? Iran, until right now.
Through the Strait of Hormuz, and suggested that operation was one of the reasons oil price didn't skyrocket. He even claimed Iran didn't know it was happening. But there's a problem here. The evidence doesn't fully support that Trump is saying. Now, that's exactly why Iran is accusing him for spreading false information. So let me break this down in detail so you can understand very clear. The Strait of Hormuz is one of the most important waterways on the earth. Like roughly 1/5 of the world's oil supply normally passes through this narrow stretch of water between Iran and Oman every single day. Now, when tension rises, oil prices react almost immediately. And market, they just go crazy. That's why every statement coming from Washington or Tehran matters a lot. Like a few days ago, Donald Trump claimed the U.S. had secretly escorted ships carrying more than 100 million barrels of oil through Strait of Hormuz during the crisis with Iran. Now, according to him, this operation happened largely out of public view. That's what he claims. And Iran quickly pushed back. Iran officials also said that the claims were false and exaggerated. They accused the United States of creating a narrative that made its role appear much larger than the reality. Now, here's where the story gets very interesting. Independent maritime experts say there is an evidence that the United States conducted security and overwatch operation in the region. Now, reports indicated that some tankers were escorted using drone surveillance systems and military protection while moving through the area of Strait of Hormuz. So was Donald Trump completely wrong? Kind of, a little bit, not necessarily, but there is evidence that some form of U.S. operation exists, but not like this. They stole the oil. So that doesn't mean Trump claims are absolutely true. No, in fact, one of the biggest contradictions came from inside Trump's own administration. That's more shocking. Like U.S. Energy Secretary Chris Wright testified that he was not aware of U.S. removing millions of barrels of oil from Iran, directly conflicting with Trump's public statement. Wright acknowledged. This is what he says. Now, that day, the military held some oil shipments through the region, but he did not confirm Trump's larger claim. No, he did not. That's a major red flag inside his administration. So when senior officials cannot verify the president's claim, question naturally follows in a simple way. Even experts tracking global shipment have struggled to confirm Donald Trump's number very clearly. While a lot of analysts believe that the secret tankers movement did occur, nobody publicly verified the figure of 100 million barrels of oil that Donald Trump was mentioning in the media. So that's the key point. There is a difference between an operation existing and the number being accurate. So right now, there is evidence supporting limited U.S. involvement in protecting or assisting some oil shipments. So that's what they have. There is not enough publicly available evidence proving Donald Trump's specific claim about the scale of operation. So this is why many observers and many people are being very careful with their language. Calling Donald Trump's statement proven fact would be very inaccurate, and calling them completely fabricated would also go beyond available evidence. Now, what can be said is this: several of Trump's claims remain unverified, absolutely unverified lies. Some have been contradicted by officials within his own government, and independent experts have not confirmed the headline-grabbing numbers he presented on the media on the world stage. So did Donald Trump spread the false information? Mostly, yes, he did spread the false information according to the reports. A lot of what we can see out in the media. Now, the whole conclusion, the real story is not the US definitely stole Iran's oil. The real story is that Donald Trump made extraordinary claims. Iran called those claims absolutely a clear lie. The available evidence still sits somewhere in the middle. So there is evidence of US military involvement in protecting some oil shipments, but not what Donald Trump is saying. So there is no public proof of Trump's biggest number and what he's exaggerating. Until that proof appears, those claims should be treated with the skepticism rather than accepted as the fact. So that's where the story stands out very clear today. So Iran, on the other hand, they're telling US is lying. I mean, Trump is lying, very clear. On another hand, Trump is saying we stole the oil, like Iran didn't have an idea about this. So that's like kind of a very strong contradiction here. So let me know in the comments below, what do you think Donald